King John, often remembered as the villain of the Magna Carta, was a monarch whose reign, within 99-1216, was marked by conflict, betrayal, and ultimately, a forced concession to rebellious barons that fundamentally shaped English law and governance. Born in 1166, John was the youngest of 5 sons of Henry II and Eleanor of Aquitaine, a dynasty that defined medieval England through sheer power and legal innovation. His early life was characterized by a sense of exclusion. Henry II favored his older brothers, Richard the Lionheart and Geoffrey, nurturing their ambitions and bestowing upon them significant responsibilities. John received a reputation for cunning and a ruthless efficiency, qualities that, while initially dismissing by his father, would prove essential in later years. He was briefly entrusted with governing England during Richard's absence on the Third Crusade, a proving ground where he demonstrated administrative capabilities but also a tendency towards arbitrary rule. Richard's obsession with the Crusades and subsequent capture in Austria left England vulnerable and financially strained, setting the stage for John's ascension to the throne in 1199. John's claim to the throne wasn't uncontested. Arthur of Brittany, Richard's nephew, also asserted a claim, backed by France and supported by powerful nobles in England. John swiftly and brutally eliminated his rival, Arthur, securing his position as king, an act that would forever stain his reputation and draw the ire of France. His first major conflict arose with Philip II of France, a powerful and ambitious monarch who exploited John's weaknesses and undermined his authority in Normandy. John's loss of Normandy, Anjou, and other French territories to Philip was a catastrophic blow to English prestige and a significant financial loss for the crown. The loss of these territories directly resulted from John's questionable handling of the Duchy of Brittany and his refusal to accept Philip's daughter, Blanche, as his wife. Philip's aggressive policy and John's inability to effectively respond triggered a series of conflicts and solidified France's dominance in the region. John's actions towards the Church further alienated powerful figures within England. His conflict with Pope Innocent III over the appointment of the Archbishop of Canterbury led to an interdict on England. The interdict, a ban on religious services, caused widespread discontent and weakened John's authority, making him even more vulnerable to rebellion. John's attempts to circumvent the Pope's authority, including the coronation of his young son, Henry, further escalated tensions with the Church. To finance his wars and bolster his authority, John imposed heavy taxes on the barons, leading to widespread resentment and laying the foundation for a major rebellion. The barons, already burdened by John's policies and angered by his conflicts with France and the Church, began to organize and demand concessions. In 1215, a coalition of barons, backed by Archbishop Stephen Langton, renounced their allegiance to John and effectively initiated a civil war. The barons presented John with a document known as the Articles of the Barons, which outlined their demands for limitations on royal power and protection of their rights. These articles served as the precursor to the Magna Carta, reflecting a desire to curb John's arbitrary rule and establish the principle of the rule of law. Forced to negotiate, John met with the barons at Runnymede in June 1215, where he sealed the Magna Carta, a charter of liberties that would have far-reaching consequences. The Magna Carta contained clauses addressing a wide range of grievances, including limitations on royal taxation, the protection of baronial rights, and the administration of justice. Crucially, it established the principle that even the king was subject to the law, a revolutionary concept for the medieval period. However, John immediately sought to annul the Magna Carta, appealing to Pope Innocent III, who declared it null and void. This papal intervention reignited the conflict between John and the barons, leading to further rebellion and a prolonged period of instability. John's attempts to regain control of England were hampered by internal divisions and external threats, including an invasion by Prince Louis of France, Duc d'Estaing. The French invasion, coupled with the ongoing baronial rebellion, pushed England to the brink of civil war and foreign occupation. John's military campaigns against the rebel barons were often unsuccessful, and his kingdom remained fractured and vulnerable. Despite his efforts, John was unable to decisively defeat his enemies, and his authority continued to erode. In October 1216, while campaigning in East Anglia, John drowned in the River Wash, bringing an abrupt end to his turbulent reign. His death marked a turning point in English history. His young son, Henry III, ascended to the throne, and the Magna Carta was reissued, solidifying its place as a cornerstone of English law. Although John's reign was characterized by conflict and ultimately ended in defeat, his actions inadvertently contributed to the development of constitutional government in England. The Magna Carta, born out of his conflict with the barons, served as a crucial step towards limiting royal power and establishing the principle of the rule of law. John's legacy remains complex. He is often portrayed as a villainous figure, yet his reign also witnessed significant developments in legal and administrative practices. His reign served as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of holding even the monarch accountable to the law. While initially viewed as a pragmatic concession to rebellious barons, the Magna Carta's principles resonated across centuries, inspiring movements for freedom and justice worldwide. John's desperate attempts to maintain power ultimately led to the very document that would constrain future monarchs, a paradox that defines his place in history. The echoes of Runnymede continue to shape our understanding of the relationship between rulers and the rule, a legacy etched in the annals of English history. Although demonized for his actions, John's reign ultimately paved the way for a more just and equitable society, even if he did not live to see the full realization of that vision. The story of King John and the Magna Carta is a timeless tale of power, rebellion, and the enduring quest for liberty, a cornerstone of Western civilization.